Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, here is episode 136 of the best bits of Atom Radio's Breakfast Show. This is Mark Denholm from The Breakfast Show, Monday to Friday, 6 till 10, usually, but not next week because I have got the week off. So this is the final podcast as well for a couple of weeks. We will be back, though, from the 7th of June on in the morning at 6 a.m. And then, of course, that weekend there will be another podcast with the best bits of the show. But on the way this time, it's amazing stuff, this. We talked immune systems and the consequence of COVID. We talked karaoke, good or bad. We talked about food as well, the downside of being fussy, plus also vision. I thought I'd found a solution for a problem, but I didn't. You see, I couldn't see the solution. See what I did there? We also spoke about company cars and Rickles, and also an absolutely ideal gift that you could get for your other half. All that is on the way in the podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Morning, 6:25. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio, on atomradio.co.uk, on TuneIn online radio box, streamer, smart speaker and iTunes radio. Last weekend, not the one just gone, the weekend before, my son brought home a cold from school. He was all snotty and everything. And here I am, still trying to get rid of it the week after. Spoke to someone else yesterday on Twitter, someone I follow on Twitter, and he was saying he's in the same boat as me. And I was just thinking, that is probably a consequence of COVID, isn't it? We've been so careful to try and avoid COVID that now our immune systems are just shot and weakened as regards anything else.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Sudden decision now at 7:09 to swap that around, despite the fact I was clear in my head what we were doing. I've now decided that we won't do that. We'll do it tomorrow. So today I want to talk about the Eurovision. Now, as you know, I have absolutely no interest at all in the Eurovision. I think it's a pointless waste of time, effort and money. But my question to you today, given that the United Kingdom ended the Eurovision with nil points, my question to you today would be, if you went to a karaoke place, now obviously I don't think you can do karaoke right now under the restrictions, and there's nothing bad about that at all, because most people that attempt karaoke are rubbish. But my question will be today, if karaoke was on and you went somewhere with a friend who insisted on karaoke singing, but you knew they were rubbish, would you tell them? Would you ask them not to? Or if you didn't know when they started, and then they said, I'll have another go, would you tell them not to or not? You see, so a sudden change in plan today, inspired by the Eurovision.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I was telling you about that chef who had his car nicked while he was trying to load it up with food. And I did say that I would have waited until he'd at least put the food in. Then I could have driven off and had something to snack on. Do you know what? In the last couple of weeks, I have had a couple of pizzas, and I don't eat pizza delivered to me that weren't for me. I've had a McDonald's delivered to me that wasn't for me. And I've had a Chinese delivered to me that wasn't for me. Fortunately, I've managed to catch the delivery drivers before they've actually gone, and they've taken them to the right address. But then the problem is, right, I am super duper fussy. So for me, if I ever have a McDonald's, I'll have my burger customised. So I don't like cheese. I don't like all the rabbit food and that they put in it. I don't eat cheese at all. Therefore, the pizzas were of no use to me. And I didn't know what the Chinese was, and being quite fussy, probable likelihood is I wouldn't have eaten it anyway. So yeah, that's a downside of being fussy when it comes to free food, I guess.
Yeah!
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
7:15, Tuesday morning, Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. Imagine being in a slightly awkward position and having to call the fire brigade to come and help you out. Solum Asof is a 19-year-old student who had to call the fire brigade yesterday to remove her from her car after she got her arm trapped in the steering wheel. She usually rests her arm through the bottom of the wheel, hadn't realised it was on full lock, meaning the gap was much smaller than usual. That bit I don't get, because if I was to squeeze my arm into the steering wheel, the gap between the steering wheel and the centre bit of the steering wheel remains the same, whether it's at the top position, left, right, or anywhere. But anyway, this lady got stuck. She had to call the fire brigade, who came and brought some lubricating jelly and set her free. I bet that's something she will not be repeating wherever she's driving today.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
You know, we had work from home day last week, which was kind of a moot point, really, given that's all that's going on at the moment and everybody is working from home anyway. Research shows that a third of employees under 35 are worried that professional development has been stunted by working from home. Well, how? If you're self-motivated even enough to get up and get your laptop on and get on with the job, how has your professional development been stunted? It's only been stunted, obviously, if you are lazy.
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk.
People who are short-sighted sleep worse than those with normal vision. A study has found by the Flinders University in Australia. Now, I do wear glasses, and I can see things that are a long, long way away, but I can't read. Unless if somebody could hold my phone far enough away, I can't read. If I hold my phone, say a whole arm's length away, I can't read without my glasses. And I'm just wondering, what's that? Is that short-sighted or long-sighted? I'll never know which one's which. My sleep is not great, though. And now I'm wondering whether perhaps I've found the reason for it. I don't know.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Oh no, I've confirmed it. Short-sighted people can see things that are close to their eyes, not far away. That's not me, therefore I am long-sighted.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Here we are, socially distant but together, loud, proud, standing out from the crowd on a Wednesday morning, and we've reached the time where we should greet Richard Brown. Morning, Richard. Off he is on his way to work today. Do you know, Richard and I were talking the other day. Richard obviously works keeping the nation moving. He does have a company car. And we were discussing the other day, like, what it would take to get Richard to come work for me. And he said that he would want a company car. And I said to him, I'd have to go find a Mark I Ford Fiesta. Because there is a story. Richard was brought home from hospital as a newborn baby in a Mark I Ford Fiesta. Richard went on to learn to drive in that said same Mark I Ford Fiesta, which was then inconsiderately written off by somebody in a transit van rear-ending it, which is a tragic end to a family heirloom. And I did say, like, if I was to employ Richard, he could have a company car, and I'd have to start the search for a Mark I Ford Fiesta. Obviously, it'd have to be in good condition, because we don't want a naff one. That's for certain. Morning, Richard. Have a good day at work today. I have to say, if we did get him a Mark I Ford Fiesta, it wouldn't have all the creature comforts that his current car does. And he certainly would not hit the fuel economy figures that he's getting now. But on the bright side, he'd never know, because there's no trip computer in it.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Scientists have predicted the maximum human lifespan, suggesting 150 is the oldest we will ever get to. Now, I'm at an age already where things are starting to be a little bit achy, and you just wake up and you think, that's just life now, it's not going to get any better. I can't imagine being 150. I just can't imagine it. Like, you look at people who get to 100 and it's a remarkable achievement. Very few of those people who get to 100 are still sprightly and all that. I can't imagine then having to go on another 50 years having already reached 100. It'd be great if we could live to 150, say, and not have aged past, let's say, 50 or 60. That'd be great. But if you have to be 150 with the mind of a 150-year-old and the body of a 150-year-old, I think I'd want to check out early.
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk.
Thursday morning, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. If you're looking for a gift for the lady in your life, there is a book that you could get. It's called Everything Men Know About Women. It's 120 pages, this book, and they're all blank.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Atom Radio, playing the music you want to hear. Thursday morning at 8:15. You know, people say the English language is difficult, like, say, slough, cough and rough, all spelt very similar. but said very differently. Reading as in books or reading as in the place. How about this? Apart, A-P-A-R-T, is one word that implies separated. Apart, A space P-A-R-T, is two words, but implies together.
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk.
Do you remember ever installing Windows 95 when you had many floppy disks and you had to put them all in order? Same, wasn't it, with like early offices, and that early office installs came with floppy disks and you had to put them in order. There were no downloads then, no DVDs, and no zip drives or anything like that. No USB drives. Can you imagine in this day and age like having to install stuff from floppy drive? Now please insert disk number 807. Can you imagine just the nightmare it would be?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
That's the one good thing about lockdown, isn't it? Those that make you frown when they come and see you, you've been easily available for avoidance. 5 to 8, Friday morning, Mark Denholm at breakfast. You have though, haven't you? In lockdown, like, you know, people could come round and knock the door, and if you were in, then you were kind of stuck with answering it, weren't you? At least in lockdown, you've been able to avoid those that when they come round did not make you smile. Equally sadly though, those that do make you smile have not been able to come round either, and that's the annoying thing. At least you can this weekend. Rule of 6 indoors, rule of 30 outdoors.
atomradio.co.uk.
I want to go back to earlier in the week and karaoke. Now, I must admit, I have done it once with my friend Stephen, and we did it blatantly as kind of like a Mickey taking type thing. But is karaoke supposed to be good, or is it supposed to be that bad that it offends your ears? Because I'll be honest, right, I do like music, and I can't stand, therefore, bad music. I can't stand people that can't sing. I can't stand bad songs. And karaoke, to me, therefore, is absolutely horrible. I don't like it. So, I don't get it. Is karaoke supposed to be people that are bad, know they're bad, and make no effort to be anything but? Or is it actually supposed to be people who are quite good? Anyway, I'll leave you to think on that. That's episode 136 of the best bits of the podcast. It's Bank Holiday weekend here in the UK. Also half term as well. So if you've got Monday off or indeed the whole week off, have an absolutely amazing week. I do have the whole week off, which means I will be back on Atom Radio on Monday, 7th of June from 6 until 10. See you then.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Don't forget, you can check out Atom Radio anytime you want on atomradio.co.uk. Also on your mobile via a plethora of apps and on your smart speaker as well.